it's so interesting how like where a woman may not be attracted to a guy initially, but then he can have these other qualities that then grows that attraction. I don't think the same really works for guys though. Usually it's like either I find him attractive and I'm open to that, or I don't, and it's just gonna be like a friendship thing. But I think most men find most women attractive, to be fair. I'm probably saying.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Oh, yeah and no. I think
Okay.
a guy, yeah. So for instance, like a guy and a girl, I might grow to like him if we're friends. But if he doesn't find me attractive, he will never grow to like me and be like, oh my God, I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have that initial attraction.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah. Sorry. What I mean is more guys would sleep with more women.
Oh, yeah.
But most women would not sleep with most guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Like cheating. Guys cheat with what's available. Women cheat with what they're attracted to. Or what someone's giving them.
Yeah. Do you think there's a difference for why men and women cheat?
Yeah, that men cheat for what's available.
But do you think there's a difference as in why they would choose to do it?
I think socially, yeah. I think it's more socially acceptable for men.
Do you think it's
than it is
acceptable
for women?
Men?
I don't know.
I think most people chastise men when they cheat. When anyone cheats, I think.
They do. Most people chastise men when they cheat, but a woman will stay with a man when he cheats.
Yes.
More than a man will stay with a woman.
That is true.
That's what I mean by...
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's not socially acceptable, like you're a cheater, compulsive eater, but
yeah,
the woman will stay.
Why do you think women stay?
They think they can change the man.
Yes. Why do you think men don't stay? Do they not think they can change her?
It's not about changing. I think they think they're dirty. Then it's ruined. And then they think of the man when they're intimate with the woman.
Yeah, big facts. That is so true. I think ultimately everybody wants loyalty, right? But I think every man's worst fear is raising children that aren't his. And so that's what that really speaks to. It's like, if I continue to build a life with this woman, invest into her, and she's cheated already, it suggests that there's a higher likelihood that she could cheat, and then maybe the kids are mine. And that's
or
like
if you've already got children.
Very, yeah, sure. If she's already got children. That's
they look like Uncle Pete.
So true. Have you ever stayed with a guy when he did cheat?
Yes.
Okay. And was it the same reason you felt you could change him?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. What was from staying with him to when things actually ended? Like how long did you stay for essentially?
I think about 2 years, but we'd been together 4 years at that point.
Yeah.
He could have been cheating, but that was when I found out. And I had a child at the time. He was basically the person that my daughter called dad, and I wanted that family. And I believed him when he said that he would not do that, and it was my fault, and all that.
What was your fault?
Why he cheated. I wasn't.
Is that what he said to you?
Yeah.
What was his reason?
I wasn't giving him what he wanted.
Ah.
And I don't mean sexually, mentally.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that. Interesting. That must be quite difficult to hear. I mean, cheating is hard to hear anyway, but I guess I'm making an assumption, so you tell me. I guess if a guy doesn't condone it, if a guy goes out one night and he hooks up with a girl, it's like, I'm sorry, I was attracted to her and I was drunk. It was stupid. At least doesn't make it okay. But you're like, okay, at least you know he just made a stupid mistake because he's an idiot.
That for me is more forgivable.
Right.
When I say mentally, I don't mean that because when he said it, I thought, so it was the woman that did his waxing. So I thought, really mentally, what, she's giving you more than me, the wax lady. Okay. Been together 4 years. What he meant was that he was a narcissist and all the rest of it and abusive. So his mental changes of me that he wanted me to do and the way he wanted me to be, I wasn't succumbing to that fast enough. That's what he meant. Okay.
So was it that he wanted new things and wanted you to shift, or were there things that he had always wanted from the beginning that maybe he never had expressed?
he'd always expressed it, that I was not the way that he wanted a woman to be. I was too loud and very flamboyant. And I know, why get with me?
Yeah, why?
I'm the loudest. I'm not going to change. Like,
I mean, that's yeah. Why? So interesting is that he was like, okay, I can change her.
Yeah.
Wow. And you don't have to answer this. Did you walk away? Did he walk away?
I walked away.
Okay.
I escaped.
Yeah. What made you go, I'm done. This isn't for me anymore.
He'd not spoken to me for a whole year in the house. He'd not said a word. It was, yeah.
That's a difficult energy to be home in.
Yeah. And I was being away more than I was. And I thought, no, this has got to stop.
What about, because one child you have?
Yeah.
Daughter?
Yeah,
son?
daughter. Yeah.
What about for her in that environment?
She was okay. So now she was okay. Like, she didn't realize that we weren't, because I was the only one. I was the breadwinner, which was an issue as well.
Okay. For you or for him?
Well, for me, yeah. Paying all of his bills when he wasn't working was an issue. But for him, masculine wise. Would you comment on it? He commented. No, I didn't. He did a lot. But then wouldn't get off his ass and work.
Right. So what would he say? Because usually if someone's going to pay for you, I think a lot of people are like, oh, that's great. That's such a sweet deal. I take that.
Yeah. He wanted more from life and thought he was more intelligent and worth more than the pay that he was going to get from certain jobs.
Right.
So he didn't take them.
Right. Interesting. So I'm guessing, did you leave the house? Did he leave? I
left. It was my house. I left the house. I left the car. I left everything. I told him he could have everything. And then...
I'm feeling this is like a whole role reversal, because usually this is the guy's story. Like, she got the car, she got the house and stuff. She was trying to change me and I couldn't be what she wanted to. So that's so interesting how it's kind of...
It was safety reasons, like why I left. Like, I didn't feel like it was getting very thick with animosity, right. Even though there was no words said. Like, I just didn't want to be there. Yeah. So I just thought, you know what, have the car, have the house for a period of time. We'll go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's more, we actually communicate more through non-verbal communication than even what we actually say a lot of the time. Interesting. Wow. What did you learn about yourself, about the kind of man you want to be with, or like relationships in general for you? That I can't change, that I'm a grown up, and that things I can change. Certain things that are not a base thing for me. Sure. So I can't change how loud I am. I can't change how scatty I am and how forgetful I am and things like that. Like, it's just who I am. Yeah. And I'm not going to try and change them. Like, if you don't like me as I am, then... I imagine being that way, you're like the center of attention a lot. I am, but I hate being the center of attention. Really? Yeah. Like, when you're in front of the camera, what do you mean? I am. I'm like, my hands are sweating. Even just from here? Yeah. Oh. I'm used to pictures. Right. So video, like, makes me nervous. Really? I mean, this isn't your first time, but okay. No. Interesting. So what about in social situations? You don't like being the center of attention as well? I don't, no. When everyone but I am really loud and really whack my hands around a lot when I'm talking, but it's not because I want attention. It's because whatever I'm speaking to with the person I'm speaking to about, I'm passionate about. And a lot of people get that wrong and think that I'm loud because I want attention, and I really don't. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily that you want attention, but that you embrace it, maybe. Almost like a extroverted introvert. Yeah, very, very. I'm weird. That's so interesting. I mean, you must get a lot of attention from guys in such situations, kind of being that energy. I don't really. Okay. I do sometimes. Okay. But not really. I think I'm quite off-putting in social situations. Really? Why? Why do you think you're off-putting? Because I'm I'm running around and stuff gone. Oh, people are like, she's weird. A loose one. Yeah, weird or loud. Interesting. Okay, let's come on to your profession, what you do, right?
So can you tell us what you do for a living?
So I'm a model. I specialise in 1940s, 1950s vintage pin-up.
Yeah.
So kind of like Marilyn Monroe vibes.
Yeah.
Betty Page, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I go all over the world doing it. I'm the face of like quite a few brands. I love it. I do a bit of acting as well. So.
Yeah. And what made you get into the modeling side of things? Because you kind of do a lot of risque photos as well.
I do, yeah. No.
Yeah. Not before?
Oh no, when I first started, I wouldn't even wear a thong when people wanted to shoot me. I always figured you can go up, you can never come down.
Sure.
So I was always quite cautious of upping my levels. I always wanted to shoot nude because one of my best friends, Maddie, is unreal. And some of her pictures that she's got on the wall and stuff, she's nude and like she's got like sparkly bits and they're just unreal. And I always thought, I want some of them pictures, like for when I'm old.
Yeah.
Be like, look at your nan.
Yes.
How cute I was. But I was aware that you could go up, you can't come down.
Yeah,
and when I first started, I was definitely not comfortable with doing topless or anything.
Okay. So what was that step from not being comfortable to like being comfortable to literally put yourself out there for the world to see you naked, essentially?
It was working with a photographer called Phil Mayers, who I started doing a lot of the pin-up with. He was the first person I ever shot with.
Yeah.
I said to him, I want to start doing topless, like, let's do some pictures. And I knew that anything that I didn't like, he would delete. Right. He wasn't someone that if he liked it, he would put it out there or even keep
for his own.
He wasn't bothered. And I did a topless shoot with him and he was like, oh, babe, you're definitely not ready. And I was, it was implied topless.
Yes.
So like, you know, something in front or just your hand or...
Yeah.
And then when he looked at the pictures and even while we were shooting, he was like, you're not ready to do topless. You like this.
Okay.
Like I was making sure, you know.
Yes.
So I wasn't quite comfortable. And then I did a nude shoot about 6 months after that with a photographer called Glenn Wallace. And it was amazing and I loved them. And they were just for me. And then I thought, I'm fine now.
You're like, here you are. How much of like you being comfortable, with your clothes off is down to the photographer? Like you say 50-50? Is it like 80% you, 20% them? Like,
for me, I think it's all me.
Yeah, okay.
Because even now, even though I do shoot clothes like nude, some people... it is a bit them. Some people I won't, but I know that already. It's not necessarily them, it's my parameters. So like if someone's got a home studio and I've never shot with them before, or they want to shoot in like a hotel or something like that, I'm not doing nude. Like, I don't know you. I don't want that to already become an issue that could be an issue.
As in like, so based on where they would shoot would determine whether you want to do nude. So like if it was like a professional studio, you're more likely to do it.
Yeah, I'll do nude.
What, like for example, if it was they rented a space in a hotel, why would that be?
Because you're on your, if it's a male photographer, which 90% of them are.
Yep.
Because you're on your own in a room with a male,
with a guy,
and you've got your clothes off.
Right.
Some people do perceive that as a yes.
But the photographer would think that's a yes?
100%.
Even though it's like there's lights and camera, like that's not pretty obvious that's the purpose? Or?
But 100%, because a lot of the photographers I work with they're not shooting for a brand or they're shooting for themselves. They're like hobby photographers or interested in photography.
Right.
And some people do use that as a
way to initiate something.
Yeah.
Has that ever worked with you?
No, never.
Would you be open to it?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's like vehemently no.
Yeah, no.
Why is that?
If there was an attractive photographer, then while we were on the shoot and whilst I'm naked, he insinuated something or said something, no. 100%
of
no.
course. Yeah.
If after a shoot or if before a shoot he let me know that he was interested, probably I wouldn't then shoot with him.
Yeah, how could you?
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you?
But if after, then possibly. But even then, I'd just think that he was just doing that with every model that was shooting with him.
Okay, so imagine if a guy, you shoot with him you shoot with him, let's say not fully nude, but let's say like you've just got undies on, but top nude, right? And let's say the shoot went well, all of this, and then afterwards he's like, hey, look, I really like your energy and stuff. Would you like to grab a drink sometime next week? Would you be like, no, because...
I don't know. It'd depend on the person.
Fair enough.
And it would probably depend how attractive he was.
If he was, for you, you found him attractive?
Possibly, but then in the back of my head, I'd be thinking, where's this going to go? Because you probably do this with all the girls.
Interesting. Imagine, well, the irony is if every girl thought that, then that means it would never actually happen with any girl.
But a lot of girls in the industry do it because they think they're getting a peg up by doing it.
Yeah.
Or when really these guys are like, if you're going to go sleep with Hugh Hefner, then obviously that's potentially worth it.
Yes.
Obviously he's dead now, but
yeah, of course.
you know, but some photographer that works for some online magazine.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that because they actually are online. That was magazine was the wrong one.
Online doesn't exist.
I know, online.
How are you watching
I
this?
went online magazine to get published.
Yeah.
You know?
But I guess wouldn't he then charge for that though? Because this is, okay, so for me as a guy, right, I'm thinking, okay, if you've got an amazing photographer, like he takes amazing shoots, like he's good that you look at his shoots, you go, I want shots like that, right? And it's going to be nude. And he's like, yeah, I'll do it for free. Surely as a girl, you're not going, well, the reason he's doing it for free is because he wants to see me nude. Duh. Otherwise, he would charge me.
Well, no, because it's a mutual benefit. Because I do that. Like I charge for all my photo shoots because it's what I do for a living. However, there are certain photographers that I will work with
as a collaboration.
Yes,
Makes
because
sense.
normally I would have to pay them.
Yes.
Normally they would have to pay me. So if it's worth, you know,
exposure.
There's no such thing as it. There is exposure, but it doesn't get you shoots, paid shoots.
Okay.
If the pictures are going to be worth it, then I will collab with people.
Okay.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.